The entire team looked lackluster from the start.
Kurt, lackluster is an understatement. The team looked embarrassing, and it was a total disgrace.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle, your channel of undiluted sports content. Adrian and I are here to talk about the West Indies match against Scotland. A very embarrassing result for the West Indies. The West Indies won the toss and decided to bowl first. The team included Myers, Lewis, King, Puran, Brooks, Powell, Older, Hussein, Joseph, Smith, and McCoy. Adrian, winning the toss and decided to bowl first was what you suggested that they would do.
Yeah, Kurt. Embarrassing performance by the West Indies, a total disgrace, and the adjectives could go on and on. We did see the team lining up. There are a couple inclusions there that I wasn't so fancy with, and we weren't so fancy on. Least of which Evan Lewis. Then we, but that's water under the bridge. Having said that, I did expect the team to play to bowl first, which they did, which I thought was the right decision. But again, the West Indies seems not to be able to calculate properly on the batting side, and we saw a colossal collapse. But it didn't just start with the batting. From the start of the bowling, it was a challenge, and from you saw Kyle Mayers doing the opening opening the bowling, you knew we were in for a long night.
I don't know what Carl Mayers claimed to fame on the international circuit when it comes on to bowling, but let me share with you the Scottish batting performance. Munsey knocked out 66 of 53 balls, and after the innings, he said how disappointed he was for scoring just 66 of 53 balls. I mean, in playing against the West Indies, and you're scoring 66, and you think, yeah, that's a good score, and the man said, I am so disappointed, I should have scored more. Jones 20, Cross 3, the captain 16, McLeod 23, Greaves not out 16, 12 extras, 160 for 5. I mean, at one point they were 53 in the first 5 overs without lost, scoring at 10 runs per over before the rain interrupted play. The captain bring Older in, and Older peg them back a little bit. Adrian, 160, you thought this score is a little bit too high. But Scotland shouldn't have scored so many runs against the West Indies.
Yeah, Kurt. As I say, the West Indies got it wrong from the start. They were at Scotland were traveling at 10 per over for the first 5 overs, and you said to yourself, "Dear Lord, only the rain could have saved us." The rain came, and we said to ourselves, "Okay, that can probably help us." And then Scotland went off again. To put things into perspective, you have a Jason Holder who is on your team, one of the best all-rounders in the world. You have Alzar Joseph, who is the best bowler over the respective formats of the game, the CPL, etc. Right? And the numbers say for itself. You got a plummeting in the first 2 overs. Mears 12, going at an economy rate of 12. Obi McCoy came in the 4. He got his hits as well. And you know, it just was not a good outing, but it was the momentum that Scotland picked up from the start, and they kept on going. And as we watched the match, you thought that Scotland could not have passed probably about 140. But I kept saying, this score looks like it's going to 160, and right on the money, 160 for 5. Atrocious display by the West Indies. The best bowlers again, Jason Holder, taking 2 wickets off his, and guess what? He only had 3 overs, right?
That's what I was about to say to you. I mean, Holder bowled 3 overs.
Bowler, 2 wickets, 2 wickets, 14 runs, 8 that ball. He only gets 3 overs. Hussain gets 4, he goes for 31. Dean Smith, he gets 4 overs, he goes for 31. And I'm not saying anything else about Kyle Mayer. So the best bowler get less wickets. Thankfully, Alzarri Joseph got his 4 overs. But that goes down to right at the foot of the coach and captain in terms of how they set up the team from the start, how they utilize the bowlers as well.
Most definitely. I'm not sure why they started off with the spinner, because in Australia, normally the pitch tends to be a little bit more bouncy. It's a good pitch to batten normally, but if you pitch the ball in the right direction, then you can get results. And we saw Scotland did that.
Absolutely, and just to interject on that, Kurt, we saw that as well in the West Indies playing against Australia. The bounce was very lively, very unpredictable. So you have Alzarri Joseph. I don't know why you wouldn't have actually utilized him up front. You had a Jason Holder. You saw as he was introduced, he gave the batsmen trouble. I don't know why you wouldn't have gone for that type of pace and experience right up front, and then gradually include the rest of bowlers. But hey, this is the West Indies.
And we can't get past the fact that Holder just bowled 3 overs and he was the best bowler. I mean, he's bowling 3 overs in just after the power play and 2 wickets for 14, and you don't consider passing him the ball again. And then Dean Smith, who came in after, bowled 4 overs, 31 runs, 1 wicket. But the energy on the field, I would just have to touch on that a little. The energy on the field was extremely poor. I don't know what would have contributed to that. There was little shouting and screaming from the wicketkeeper, who tend to be the one who generates all of this energy coming out of the entire team. But that was absent. I don't know if the place was too cold or the rain affected them. But most of the performance on the field would definitely be squared and at the foot of the captain.
Yeah, the captain came out very lackluster, I would say. The type of energy that you expected, the type of chatter that you would want to see from the team, very quiet, very subdued, no amount of chatter going on, no amount of encouragement. It's almost like the West Indies thought that, hey, this is Scotland, we can just roll it through. And we said it before the match that you can't underestimate Scotland. You can't sleep on them. They had 1 matches in the last World Cup, and we saw Namibia knocking off Sri Lanka just a couple hours before. And as such, the West Indies needed to have ensured that they were on their game. And sadly, they came out in a really, really lackluster performance. The energy was low from the start, and it showed in the results.
And then, at 160 from 20 overs at 8.01 run rate per over, you certainly expected the West Indies to score this against Scotland with the power hitters we have and the players who have been around this scene playing at this level for some time now. But when you look at the scorecard, we got a good start. I mean, when Lewis make 14, you have to celebrate because this is the first time he has been in double figures for a while. Mayers gave his wicket away. I mean, after scoring a 4 and a 6, you expected him to play the ball around. But as usual, typical West Indies batting style, you just have to try and clear the boundary with every ball that comes your way, and he was dismissed first for 20 off 13. We were 50 3 for 2 in the 6th over. And looking at the scorecard, King made 17, Captain failed, Brooks failed, Powell failed, and Older, who was the player of the match for the West Indies, 38, tried desperately, but everybody else, 7-man get catch. Adrian, this is a typical batter pan catch description. 7 out of 10 got caught.
Yeah, Kurt, typical batter pan catch. West Indies, like they were hell bent on finding every single fielder out there in the field. I don't know how they did, but the West Indies found a way to find every single fielder out there every time they went out. Maris had no reason to be going that hard, but he's an opening batsman, so you can expect that. Lewis, good to see him in a double figure, but again, you're in the power play, you're gobbling up 13 balls or 14, way too slow. King came in, looked good, then started to taper off, and then just totally lost it and got bowled out. And he was looking good. Puran, oh my, he was reflective of the energy on the field. And it was disappointing to see the likes of Brooks as well as Robman Powell. Not so sure Robman Powell was thinking, trying to hit a 6 off the largest, the farthest era on the field, and just got caught out there. A total misjudging. And then came Jason Ola, trying to do his best, but just kept on running out of partners. Caught, you know, they just see it right there long. Caught, bowl, caught. Osin being run out. Not so sure what he was thinking about. Then he had caught. Simply put, batter pan catch, West Indies style. Not much more to say. Embarrassing. Lost for words, really. Could go on, but hey, embarrassing.
There are a couple cardinal sins that you don't allow to happen in a T20 matchup, Adrian. One is you don't bat out your 20 overs. And 2, you allow a lot of dot balls. So West Indies, in their batting or chasing this 160, they had 52 dot balls. 52. I mean, it's 120 balls you're facing in T20, and half of that is dot balls. And when you look at the balls that they didn't face, that works out to be total dot ball plus ball that you lose out on, 10 overs and 1 ball. So you pretty much score 118 of 8 overs and 1 ball. And as you mentioned, Puran was through the shot long before the ball even reached him, you know. I don't know what has happened to Puran high hand coordination. We used to hear that when the universe boss was batting, but I mean, I leave Puran alone. No, but 52 dot balls, 18 overs and 3 balls, score chasing 160 against Scotland.
To be clear, Kurt, to be clear, when you looked at the situation as it is, the West Indies actually went out there on the on the chase, as they have said, didn't get to finish their the number of overs that they should have batted, but they are now from one extreme to the next. We're used to West Indies having big hitters. Somebody said, okay, they can now run between the wicket. Well, they have gone to another extreme. They're somewhere in the middle. There are not a lot of big hitters as before, but there are also not a lot of runners. So the West Indies is somewhere in the middle, and at this point in time, you're not so sure where they are. It's confusion all around. This is Scotland. We said it before. The West Indies is not supposed to lose, but hey, this is the West Indies.
The Scottish bowling performance, what? 4 overs, 3 for 12, right? Leaks, 4 overs, 2 for 15. You see the number of that balls, 52. Just in case people are wondering if we're making up these things. See there, 52 dot balls in the third column. And at one point, West Indies lost 6 wickets for 36 runs from over 7 to 15. 9 overs, 6 wickets for 36 runs against Scotland again. And there were only 7 extras. So Scotland was very disciplined in their approach. They said that the aim is to hit the top of the wicket in defending this, and apparently it worked extremely well for them. They're beating the West Indies badly.
What? All we can say is what? You know, what? Because at the end of the day, you talk about Quran reaching to bat before. The bowler was running from about 24 yards out instead of going the full term. And the West Indies were just confused. They were batting before he actually reached to the crease. They were already in their strokes, and it just looked like chaos. These bowlers looked like they were in the top 5 bowlers in the world. You know, economy of 3.75, 6.57. This is Scotland, for crying out loud. We're not talking about India or, you know, Australia or one of those teams. This is Scotland, and of course, I said it before, there's a reason why the West Indies is in this spot and in the qualifiers.
And Scotland beating the West Indies by 42 runs, Adrian.
42 runs.
So now the concern is whether or not we'll be able to make it out of this group. I don't want to even start talking about that just yet. But fans out there, Scotland beating the West Indies by 42 runs. West Indies won the toss and elected to bowl first, and that is what we had predicted that they would do. And they didn't do well with the ball. As you can see, Scotland 165. Munsey, man of the match performance, 66 not out of 53 balls. Holder, 2 for 14 off 3 overs, and you're wondering why Holder only bowled 3 overs and he is not injured. Joseph's 2 for 28 off his 4. And when the West Indies batted, they made a telephone number chase of it. Holder tried desperately with the bat as well. 3 for 38 of 33 balls. Watt and Leaks, 5 wickets between them for 27 runs from the 8 overs. 5 wickets between them for 28 runs after 8 overs. Fans out there, we would love to hear from you. Another disappointing performance by the West Indies. Normally, when the West Indies start a tournament, they start slow. So we just want to hope that this is just a blip in their aim at winning their 3rd T20 title. And we will not see this ever again. Right? So let us hear from you. What's your thoughts? How you feel about the performance of the team? Just leave your feelings in the comment section below. And always remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. Adrian and I are here to sign out. And please to continue to follow Sports DTM for all the latest from this Cricket World Cup. And we hope that the West Indies will give us more matches to cover going into the Super 12. But Adrian and I signing out, saying, be blessed.